Good evening, and welcome to the Wook Classic Movie Spotlight Series. I am your host, Douglas Wookbanks. Tonight we'll be focusing on the film noir master, Orson Wooks. Films such as Waking Up Dead and The Fog That Surrounds are undisputed classics, but tonight we look back at some of his other films. So without further ado, let's check out our first scene.
wook+live.
Hey, you fuckers.
What's up?
I was muted. Welcome to wook+live. Hey, guys. Motherfucker.
It's a very,
Jesus, this is going to be a fun episode.
It's a very special edition of wook+live today.
Yeah, see? Very special edition.
Very special.
Off the presses, see?
Yeah.
In all the gin joints in all the world.
You had to walk into our fucking YouTube channel.
I hope you guys enjoy this as much as we did making it. This is it's a unique live episode. We got a lot of cool things coming up. It's themed. We're not going to do this every week, but occasionally we talked about it and we decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's have some fun. So tonight is noir film noir theme. But holy shit. What's up, guys? Long week, right? Like, get this shit done right before the go.
Yeah, it was an especially long week because you did you actually made an appearance on the Attendance Bias podcast with Brian, right, Wook?
I did.
I listened to it this morning.
A couple weeks ago, but it came out today.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. If you guys get a chance, check out Attendance Bias podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. It's Brian.
Like it?
I loved it. I really loved it. It's you guys talk about Merriweather Post Pavilion in 2014, and and it's your engagement party, and it's like it's a really cool episode. So really check that out. It's very.
It's a cool premise for a podcast too. He does like he talks to different fish fans and Wooks and shit about like a specific show that they were at. Yeah. Right. And they recap the show, but also talk about the individual. So I had a lot of fun doing it. And I highly recommend not just my episode, but checking out the podcast in general. It's a fun show.
Yeah. And Brian is in the chat right now agreeing with us. So
nice. Brian, if you want to type a link or something into the comments, I'll share it. Yeah. So there's that. Thank you. That was very, very nice of you, Chad. We also are going to have Phan Art Pete come in a little bit later today in the episode. He and I and us, we collaborated on his New York State music bracket. So we'll talk to him a bit about that. Did a little custom Wookiee bracket for it. So that was fun.
What exactly is the bracket do, Tim? Is it just bands or is it bands or venues?
Yeah, it's all local New York bands. So I didn't really, I'll be honest, when I was creating it, didn't know any of the bands, but I'm really looking forward to checking them out and diving in. It was a cool design. It was like, I did the whole like New York State thing, and Pete's he'll talk to you more about it, but he's so entrepreneurial. You know what I mean? He has his sponsors and like we do shit. We're like, we've been talking about selling mugs for fucking a year now. He's like officially sponsored and stuff. But speaking of brackets, we actually have the fish bracket before we come back here next week for the next episode of wook+live. The fish bracket will have launched and kicked off. So
whoa,
yeah, no, that's
crazy.
It's coming up, but it'll be fun.
Wow.
And what is this bracket? Is it songs again? Like
I'm
gonna
do this annually. It's the fish song. It's a fish bracket, but it's the song bracket. And each year, whoever wins retires, and I change up the format and everything to keep it fresh. So far, Tweezer and Yem are out. A lot of people seem to think it's Reba's year. I think like Fluffhead or Mike's might get up there. I don't know. I think it's gonna get a lot more intense now that the big guys are out.
It's Ghost year.
Oh, that's not a bad call either. Reba, Ghost.
What we had Hood, Reba, Ghost, and You Enjoy Myself for the top 4 last year.
Oh.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. There's so many good fucking songs. I'm high on Fluff too, because I guess last year, what was that? The 10-year anniversary of Hampton. So I listened to the Hampton Fluff, and now it's like ever since then, I like reliving it. It's like I'm really high on it. But
will you please send me the clip of this show just so I can cut out you saying I'm high on Fluff?
We got to use that as a drop.
Yeah, I think that is a drop.
I have a surprising prediction for the bracket.
What do you got?
I think Soul Planet's going to go deeper than we think.
No, get the fuck out of here.
Going deep with Soul Planet.
It's going to be people who like Soul Planet and trolls.
Trolling it up there.
Yeah.
You got the over on Soul. You got the over
on what round are you saying? How far does Troll Planet get?
I think they're going to make Sweet 16.
Bullshit.
Second round, it's out.
Yeah, I'm with Kev.
We'll see how strong the trolls are.
All right,
it's going to go up against something that nobody even knows, and it'll
maybe not.
Maybe not though. Maybe it'll have.
Might put it up to mediocre
up.
songs all the way to the final 4.
So one, I don't want to give too much of it away, but since we're on the topic, a couple changes I've done this year is I got rid of. I'm not doing the 360 thing. It was too deep cut, so I'm down to 128 again. So all the songs in it are going to be, I think, loved by at least somebody.
Heavy hitters.
And I also got rid of buys too, so there will be some brutal matchups in the beginning.
Does Soul Planet make the top 128?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Woo!
Ooh.
And by that, I mean I have to figure it out
the night before.
I feel like Soul Planet's a 129 seeded song.
Yeah, right on that cusp. Yeah.
Right there. I mean, goddamn, it's so close.
I could come up with 128 1.0 songs to do it as, but that's another story.
Go ahead, start.
Ghost.
Oh my god.
Everybody just go away. Let Kev do this. Go ahead.
2 hours later.
No, this is the tight version. We'll do that on the longer show.
All right.
This is the tight show. We'll keep things moving.
All right.
That's the bonus footage.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited to talk to Pete. I'm excited about what we have in store. I think we should just move ahead with the show.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to Pete about New York bands because that's like something that's a blind spot for me. Like I have no idea like what you guys are doing in the background.
You could vote on his bracket strictly for cool band names.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's
really, I have no idea. No clue.
I got Mo and Donna the Buffalo for New York jam bands.
Oh, there you go. Donna the Buffalo, number 1 seed, right?
Yeah, see?
I don't think Donna the Buffalo's on the bracket.
Donna, see? Hey. All right, let's go to our first racing names.
Are we going there already?
Yeah.
All right.
I open a tavern, but I can't think of a slogan. There's got to be a better way.
I'm the Swami of Slogans, Carl Hogan from Hogan Slogans. You're opening a speakeasy? We got a slogan for you. Hard times call for hard liquor. We got boxes of slogans.
You need a slogan, you need it right now. Come on down to Hogan Slogans. We're open till 9.
And welcome back to Wook Classic Movies. Up next, we look at Orson Wooks' first film, Character Zero. It is a story of a hard-luck kid who got swept up into the life of crime and lost it all. Let's start with the classic scene where Happy Hogan, drunk and down on his luck, gets given a second chance.
It was a bad week and a bad month, maybe even a bad year. Yeah, that's my story. It started the night I walked into Frank's for a badly mixed Manhattan.
what'll it be?
Manhattan. Up.
You're Happy Hogan, right?
What's it to you?
Well, the old man is looking for you.
Get out of here, you crumb.
Why I oughta.
Slow down there, Mac. My chin won't look good on your fist. What's Mulcahy want with me?
He's got a shipment that needs to be delivered, and the coppers are all over us ever since someone pushed the button on Jimmy the Worm.
I needed the money, but this guy was tough. Nickel steak tough. So I went and saw the man Mulcahy. That's when I learned things are true that I forget. But no one's taught that to me yet.
Oh no, that's the only surviving reel of Character Zero in existence. Let's take a word from our sponsors while we lament this terrible, terrible loss.
I just moved to town and I want to open up a detective agency, but I just can't seem to find a slogan. There's got to be a better way.
I'm the Swami of Slogans, Carl Hogan from Hogan Slogans. You're opening a detective agency? We got a slogan for you. Hard women call for hard dick.
You call that a slogan?
Fine. World's greatest dick.
If you need a slogan, you need it right now. Come on down to Hogan Slogans. We're open till 9.
Thank you for staying with us. We have the projector reloaded with Orson Wooks' hard-boiled detective classic, Death Don't Hurt Very Long. We begin with the iconic scene of our first dame asking our private detective to do something unspeakable.
It was a dark and stormy night. I had just opened my new detective agency and began to start my career as a private dick. I was regretting the slogan I had purchased from Hogan's, but that's neither here nor there. She walked through my door, gams that went from the floor to the ceiling, and a face like a doll. She needed my help. It was my first case.
I want you to murder my husband.
It was an odd request. I became a dick to solve crimes, not to be a hitman, but I was smitten. I took the case.
Let me know when the job is done.
I've never murdered a man before. This was going to be difficult.
Fucking great. Fucking gold.
How does it end? I can't wait to see more.
Can't wait to see more.
People
Oh my
watch
god, you
Shark-
guys are fucking brilliant. You're so
and
good.
Apparently, I'm going to get a Golden Globe.
Dude,
My chin would look the chat.
The line, my chin wouldn't look good on your knuckles. God, yeah, the gold. That writer deserves an Oscar. That was brilliant.
So
Hey, what's in the
good.
glass, Kev?
I am drinking an Imperial Biscotti Break from Evil Twin Brewing. It is hitting at 11%, and it is a stout with almond flavor.
We know it's hitting at 11% when you said Imperial and Brewer Ring.
Hey guys, we have our first guest, our only guest. We're gonna bring him in right now.
Yay.
Pete,
What's up, Pete?
Yo.
what's going on?
What's up, Pete?
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Nice jacket.
Welcome.
Looking good there.
I saw
Hope
you
you're
guys in
enjoying the show. How's
preview.
everything?
Saw you guys in the preview, and I was like, wow, I really can't just wear a fish shirt during this. So I just throw something on.
Oh, nice.
You know, I thought about
And
that
the
when we were
dog.
coordinating this because when I originally invited you and we discussed this, we hadn't come up with the idea of doing a noir yet. So, like, I invited you, and then this all developed, and I was like, you think I should tell him? No, it'll be way more fun if you just come in and we're all wearing fedoras and jackets.
Yeah, Pete, if you could really quick set up a green screen and like get a fedora like delivered to you, that'd be great.
I didn't realize green screens were a thing everybody was investing in this whole pandemic. I would have been on top of that.
No, really, we really were.
No, actually, Pete, I don't ever want you to have a green screen because, like I said the last time you were on, you have the best background in the history of guest backgrounds. Like, honest to God, it's like insane.
Would you expect anything less from
No,
Phan Art?
no, from the guy that does fan art, of course not.
Yeah, it'd be weird if my walls were barren. I have had at least one relationship end because we couldn't decide what goes on the walls because empty is not really the option.
Right. So Pete, Wook the other day was like, I'm launching a new bracket, and I'm like, and we were all like, what the hell? Because he didn't tell us about it. But it's with you. It's a New York State music bracket.
Yep.
Where did this come from?
Well, since 2015, we actually launched New York State Music on March 1st, 2015. And part of what we kicked it off with was a March Madness style tournament where it was a way for everybody to realize how many great bands there are coming out of New York State. Now, if you go back historically, the list is super, super long. But just in the jam area, you've got, this was the stomping grounds for Phish when they left Vermont, when they outgrew everything there. This was where Mo and Aqueous and They Might Be Giants in the city. And, we have every venue, Brooklyn Bowl, all the way up to Albany. We have a variety of just everything that bands need all throughout this state, including the great highway system that can get you from Buffalo to New York over a week of a tour. So we wanted to highlight the bands that folks might be missing because they're so geeked out on the mainstream bands, or, they may be a huge Mo fan, but they don't realize that there's, this other band that draws influence from Mo, and or come from Utica, like Trampoline Jetstream.
That's one of those names, by the way, that I love. Trampoline Jetstream.
That is a good name. Hey, do you have a favorite venue in New York?
Probably the Egg.
Where's that?
Albany.
In Albany.
Albany. I saw the Radiators there.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. Nice. I go with the Egg. It's an adventure getting there every time, because you have to drive into the plaza. You can, you have multiple entry points to the Egg, and then you get in there, and it's the most pristine sound of any room I've ever been to.
And it looks like an egg.
It is shaped like an egg, which is a weird drawing
figure.
Thanks, Kev.
But it's got a museum in it. It has several music venues. It has a theater and a smaller room.
Yeah, there's a 300 seat room, the Swire Theater, and then there's the Hart Theater that seats about 900, and that's where Mike Gordon Band has played. In the smaller room, I've seen Leo Kottke solo, Candlebox acoustic duo, a lot of bands they bring over from Africa and Europe play in there. It's just smaller, more intimate, but it's practically, you don't need any amplification in some cases. So I'm huge on I'm huge on any place where the sound is pristine.
Yeah, it's a great sounding venue. And then what is it, King's Theater? I get the theaters mixed up.
That's down in Brooklyn, I think.
No, what's the theater in Albany, downtown?
Oh, the Palace?
The Palace, I got Brooklyn, and the Palace. I've seen a couple cool shows at the Palace too. That's a cool venue too.
Yeah,
there's only
Palace
one Palace.
Palace is one of, I think the Palace is the oldest in Albany. It opened in, this is their 90th year, I believe. And there's a couple other venues around the area that might have a little more history to it. Cohoes Music Hall. That's about 10 minutes north of Albany. That opened in the 1880s. And that's one of the last four. It's the fourth oldest in the state. I know there's nice. Different palace, but
I know. I was just arguing.
Bardavon, and Bardavon was opened in 1869, and it's an opera house down in.
Continuous, or did it close down? Did it change hands and reopen, or it's continuous?
No, I'm sure there's been some years. The Palace was shuttered for a couple of years, I think, in the 60s and 70s, but nothing like permanent. Like, it's not like they reopened the structure somewhere else.
Hey, Pete, I have a question for you. If you could be a music fan in any other state besides New York State, where would you move?
I mean, Colorado, because all the bands move out there anyway.
Right.
I'd probably go with that. But if Colorado wasn't an option or such a destination to relocate to, I'd say probably California for the
Thank you.
You got a San Francisco scene, a LA scene.
I got a couch if you want to crash or something. Check it
How
out.
will go with that couch?
New Orleans.
After you get your shit. New Orleans is good. Good call, Kev. New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
What bands from New Orleans that we know?
There's the Rebirth Brass Band.
Who else?
The Rebirth Brass. The Subdudes.
Oh, who else? Who else?
Professor Longhair, the Meters.
Yep. Zeke Fishhead's Jolly House.
I'm not gonna make him say it. Damn it. Pete, I would make you consider northern Wisconsin.
What? Why? There's like one city with music, isn't there?
Do you like bluegrass?
DC's bluegrass.
No.
Yeah, I love bluegrass. New York has a great bluegrass history. We have one of the oldest bluegrass festivals in the country, Gray Fox, down in it's about an hour south of Albany. There's a little bit of a bluegrass scene in the North Country of Albany. If you go just north of the Adirondacks and up there.
Maybe it's a latitude thing because it's only in northern Wisconsin where you find good bluegrass. So maybe that like latitude line goes across, and it's like you get north of that, and all of a sudden you start picking again.
Yeah, I mean, bluegrass is, although the banjo is an instrument that came from Africa, it's a very unique American form of music because of the way it's changed and modified. You can find a little bit of bluegrass everywhere, and I know that the bluegrass festival we have here has some connection to a bluegrass festival in Japan. Which is the oldest one.
Whoa!
And the reason there's a bluegrass festival in Japan is in the post-World War II, there was Voice of America or Armed Forces Radio, one of the two. The Grand Ole Opry radio show was on there. That became so popular, bluegrass kind of found a foothold.
Yeah. It's also funny that you just mentioned bluegrass in Japan and it made Wook drink. Like you said, bluegrass in Japan, and Wook poured himself a drink.
Back in the 80s in DC, bluegrass got really huge. There was a guy named Duffy with Seldom Seen, and there ended up being this huge bluegrass scene. And I got into it because somebody told me Jerry Garcia used to tape bluegrass bands. And I was like, oh, Jerry Garcia like bluegrass? I'm going to start going to see bluegrass.
I'm going to share this bracket in case you haven't seen it. You guys can follow. What is the handle for New York State Music? It's NYS at NYS Music.
It's NY State Music on all platforms.
NY State Music.
NY State, but yeah, New York State Music. We started the whole bracket idea back in. And this is a work of art right here. You nailed it.
Can you see the state? It was very obvious to me, but then somebody was like, "What is it?" It's just a bunch of lines.
There was when I saw it pop out right away, and when I had it in a different, I think when I changed it to a PNG file, it was like even more apparent. Yeah, it's in there, and I like how you zoom in, you can see every little thing.
Yeah, it's a very detailed file.
Did the brackets have names? Each region?
Yeah, each region does. I have my bracket, my little cheat sheet here. So, if you start from that bottom corner with wherever.
All right.
So that bracket right there, that region right there, that's Creative Concerts. They're promoter and event producers from Central New York, but they kind of stretch from Rochester to Albany, Ithaca. Any Mo event, any Mo Down, any Mo show in Central New York, plus the wonderful, and I can't overstate this enough, the wonderful drive-ins they had at Lafayette Orchards just south of Syracuse with the Disco Biscuits, as well as some others they had. Top-notch, perfect. Even with the mud, it was great. So that's Creative Concerts bracket. Up top there, you got the Lark Hall region. And the Lark Hall region, Lark Hall is a music venue just about to open in Albany. They're kind of doing soft opening stuff now. It's the venue that Albany needs, and it's great. I'm actually going to wrap up an article on it tonight. It's been around for over 100 years. It's been a room for Daughters of the Eastern Star, which is the female equivalent of the Masons. Then it was a dance studio for 80 years, closed for about 10 years, and then Now it's reopening as a 400 plus person venue in Albany with, I mean, everything in that place is just going to be top notch. And I think it's going to really break the scene wide open here. So that's Lark.
I like this Functional Flow, by the way.
Functional Flow.
I've never heard them, but I like that name.
Yeah, they're out of Buffalo. They've been I've been seeing them places. I think 2013. I think they've been around since.
I think you mentioned them one time when you were on the last time, not the Tom Marshall time, the one after that. When I asked you what a good New York band was, I think they're one of the ones you mentioned.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. They're a fun, groovy band from Buffalo. Always clutch to see. Good for Nietzsche's or anything. So that bracket up in the corner there with King Buffalo, that's the 518 Prince region. And 518 Prince, I've been getting my shirts done with them since 2009, and they've done far more than shirts at this point for me. I've, all these, including the last region sponsor, they're all related to things bands need. So Lark Hall is a venue, Creative Concerts is a promoter, 518 takes care of merch. Then you got Balbert Marketing out of Rochester. They're one of the sponsors, and they run Rochester Groovecast, among other marketing ventures. Everybody needs a marketing company to help them get their word out. And then there's quite a few great bands in here. I think this is the one. Well, it's got Pickle Mafia, and that perked my ears up right away. And Sydney Irving, 17 years old, produced 5 albums.
Wow.
I think she's a senior in high school, and girl's got a great career ahead of her. Pretty stoked to see what she does next. What else we got in there? Baked Shrimp out of Long Island. They had a great live for Lon Conscious guy.
That's a funny name
guy
too.
in the scene. Yeah, they're good. Especially for Long Island.
So you didn't go with Mo or Down of the Buffalo.
No, we want up and coming bands that people aren't familiar with. Like if you look at this bracket and see more than a handful of bands, we didn't do this right. And I tell you,
I felt bad at first, but I'm glad that I didn't know, but I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, if you go to the article on NewYorkCityMusic.com, you can see there's links to all the artists, so you can check out their Bandcamp or their website. And then as bands advance into the next round, there'll be a little more info on them. And then, the Sweet 16 will have even more information. The Final Four, there's going to be a virtual battle of the band with those artists on Jamcast Network. And then we'll get down to the finals. And whoever the winner is, we'll have a little article and interview with them. And we'll get they get a free show with High Peaks production streamed by Jamcast. So cool. We really wanted to step it up because a lot of these bands, I don't know, probably half or more of these artists, or I'm just discovering them in the last year. So we kind of share them and say, here's what's coming out of the state, and pretty much every region's covered, from the North Country, Western New York, Southern Tier, plenty in the city. I think every borough we got something. Someone from.
Hey, yeah. We actually have a call line on this show. It's different than the last time you were on. Mm-hmm. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to take a call real quick.
Okay.
Hey, am I on?
Line 4?
Yo, am I on?
Oh, God. Why did I go?
This is Jay from Jersey. First time, long time.
All right, Jay, what's going on?
Hey, hey, Pete, you're a great guest, man. It's, really good to hear you talk about New York, but, you know what? Jersey rules, New York fucking blows. I'm going to hang up and listen.
All right. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Wow. We should screen our callers.
Man. If you ever start a live YouTube channel, don't introduce the phone line.
What was the number?
Oh, what, for here? All right, yeah. If you want to call in the.
Oh.
Man, I hate when
that happens.
Yeah, we got it.
Man, now I'm all off. What were we talking about?
He was talking about the different regions in New York where the bands were from and how representation from the whole state was included in the bracket.
Are you having songs? Are you going to have tracks for us to listen to from each band?
Oh, yeah. As we get, if we took 64 artists and put all 64 in in the first round, it'd be a little overwhelming. So Kev looks like a sexy pilgrim. Okay. Some high praise.
Pete's never going to come back on our show. He's like, what the hell? They have all these features now? It's so distracting.
Kev does look like a sexy pilgrim. And did I miss a call?
Decided to take a call was not a great idea.
No, I see. You know what? You need to have me on when you decide to take calls because you make bad choices.
I know. Well, line 4, I think, is the only one that the light's not out on my board.
Oh,
I only ever get calls on line 4.
That's so weird.
So messed up.
So strange. Pete, you're such a good sport.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We've really tried to make sure we highlighted and focus on 64 active bands. Some bands had to kind of say, either called it quits or we reached out and they were like, we're not really doing too much right now. Pass off to someone else. And that's how we discovered bands like the Kalahari Merman Experience. Might be one of the best band names we've had in years.
That's a solid one.
Yeah, and we double check. We're like, is this a real band? And then turns out, yeah, sure. So we're down with it. And I want to make sure, like, if you live in Jamestown, New York, you're discovering a Jamestown, New York band or a band that'll at least be traveling through there soon. Because as soon as, we just got the word they're opening up venues 33%, small venues at least. That's something. So these bands are going to get a chance to start playing live right after this is over on April 2nd.
Oh, nice.
And this is a cool thing you do for the bands too. I mean, I don't know. I guess they vary in size and popularity and following, but I feel like I don't know if it's a service, but it's a cool thing to feature all these bands and to bring attention from outside of the state. Mm-hmm. I know you've had some experience with promoting and working with bands prior, and I think this fits right in with that part of you, right? Like that interest and passion you have. And I think it's really cool to expose everybody to these bands.
Yeah, we've if you're going to have a music website, you got to have some sort of an angle, and all respect to the sites that will come to mind here, but we didn't want to be just another jam band site. It's kind of
That's all right. I don't mind. Fuck them. Wait, you can't do that, but I can. Fuck them. It's the nice thing about being Wooks. Like I've had the same conversation with Osiris with New York State Music. Like, everybody has play by the rules, but we're Wooks, so I don't care. But I appreciate that wanting to be different and rise above the grain and all that.
Yeah, when I prior to New York State Music existing, I was running a site called Upstate Live, and our cutoff point was basically like I-84 Newburgh.
I was going to ask you where Upstate New York starts. Is that where Upstate New York starts?
I would say Upstate New York actually probably stops around there, because Upstate is a reference for the city folk. And then you've got the Capital Region, the North Country. I would never call Buffalo Upstate. What exactly is that Upstate from? Upstate is
as upstate as you can get, right?
I love Upstate New York.
It's like here's New York City, and here's Buffalo. It's like under here is Pennsylvania.
Thank God all of our fan base loves New York State and noir films, or else this episode might be a little specific for their taste. But that's okay. We're not painting ourselves into a corner or niche at all with this episode.
Hey, just a fun fact, by the way, Windsor, Canada is south of Detroit, Michigan.
Huh. Nice.
It is by
the more you know.
The more you know.
I almost made a wrong turn.
We call this
once.
Can we call this episode Noir York?
We'll talk about this in the wrap up. I don't want to drag Pete into this. We'll talk about this in the wrap up, Llama, because I have a lot of names I have to pitch.
Yeah, the foire thing didn't work in text. It would have worked.
I said we talked about it in the wrap up. Damn it,
we don't have a wrap up show.
So you got another gig,
have a wrap up show.
You got another gig, Phan Art. Are you looking like? What are you doing with that? You had your virtual show.
Yeah, the virtual show is still ongoing. We found a way to keep it running without having to deal with the monthly cost for it. So we did a little back end work, and it's up and running continually. And we're going to do another little run of it, just to make sure everybody's aware. Okay, yeah, you're like, I'm kind of waiting for stimulus checks to go out before I start promoting it again, because that's going to be the best thing for the artists. Just kind of, waiting on Congress to finalize that. If we can, if we can continue having the virtual fan art show this year, and just kind of keep re-upping it, I think all the artists will do great, and everybody continue to support them, and find everything in one spot. And then once we get a go ahead that we can have a show later this year, hopefully, then let's do it.
We'll see you at Dick's, man. You can set up in our booth. We're gonna have a booth up at Dick's this year.
Oh man,
Labor Day weekend.
That's going to be the beginning.
I feel like everybody started talking about it, but I must have missed something, like an announcement. Is this just conjecture, or like based on
Colorado's allowing 80% capacity of Red Rocks? So by logic, what are they going to? The Dick's is right down the road, more or less. Why don't you let that one?
They're going to start. The first shows are going to be Dick's, and they're going to go backwards from there and do all the summer places.
Dick's.
It's all about the biggest dick. It is.
Dick's. Dick's.
I have a question about the whole venue thing though too. Is if you kept your ticket for a venue and the show goes with limited capacity, but more people than what were allowed like kept their ticket, like if Dick's allows 80%. But 90% of people kept their tickets. Like, what happens at 10% that can't get in?
Yeah,
the lottery.
Platinum, bitches.
A second lottery.
Oh,
I don't know, but whatever happens on this first tour is not going to be peachy keen kumbaya. Like, it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, I said we go Hunger Games, like my crew. This is your crew. Let's go.
I wish it were, but I don't think it's gonna be.
No, it's a callback to Twitter this week. Never mind.
All right.
Never mind. Anyway, Pete, nice art.
Thank you. It's none of it's mine. It's great. Oh, except for the photo that's shining bright right there. But it's actually from the first Phan Art Super Jam. Does that work?
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Was it Dr. John?
No, that's what's this here? Bela Fleck, Robert Randolph, Marcus Randolph, King from Cheese, and I want to say Kyle Hollins with that. He's a Stan Moore with the drums. And Don McCormick was up for a couple songs. I got dragged away from Phil and Friends with Bob Weir for that, and kind of not mad about it. I didn't get to see enough Phil and Friends to make it worth it.
Nice.
So, yeah, the
03?
02, first one.
Okay.
Yeah, the second year's Super Jam that had Dr. John at it. Stanton Moore.
Right? They did Desertively Bonnaroo, didn't they? Do the whole album, that whole Dr. John?
Not that late. A couple of years later, they did. They didn't do it the 2003. Because Dr. John was only he wasn't up for the whole thing. He was up for most of it. We saw him walking up the stairs, and I didn't realize he wasn't like elderly at the time, but he was definitely like, oh, he's walking with a cane and everything.
Did you see?
So that was a
04? Did you see the 04 Super Jam with Trey?
Yeah, I'd have to. I was there. I had to have. Who else was there?
It says in the chat. Hold on, where to go? Trey, Gordo, Phil, Benevito, and Russo.
The duo, yeah.
No, that's 2006. 2006
It was after Fish broke up.
Yeah, it was. That was the Saturday night. I remember I think Radiohead played earlier that night on the main stage, and I took a nap during that to rest up so that I could power through, because it was Super Jam. I mean, it wasn't so much that it was Super Jam, but it was like it was going to be Grab, and then and Phil came out, and then afterward they used to do a thing called Masquerade Ball where they'd have musicians wearing masks play, Cool. It was like half Humphreys, half Mo, and a couple others, if you stuck around long enough to see them play without them. And then this DJ Sasha started playing at 6 a.m.
Oh, wow.
So all three of those combined were better than were worth sleeping through Radiohead.
Yeah. I only went once, and my ex-wife told me that she was pregnant there, but Sonic Youth played, so.
No, well, that's ironic, youth, pregnant.
How many Bonnaroos have you been to?
5. The first 3.
Wow.
2006 and 2012.
Okay, 2012 was a good one.
Yeah,
what did you think of that Fish show?
Fish. I got to see Skrillex. That was something. I saw D'Angelo with Questlove and Pino Palladino on the Super Jam.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And a huge Humphrey show that night too, with Big Gigantic Set Break.
Yeah, that one I went to. I went to that Bonnaroo. That
was a good weather-wise and everything. I remember it just sprinkled a little bit during Fish.
Yeah, I remember it being a little more than a sprinkle. It was like a drizzle, not enough to make it fun, just enough to make it fun.
It wasn't annoying. It wasn't annoying rain. It was just present.
Yeah.
Pete, I really appreciate you coming on. I think we have to go to a break here in a minute. But once again, what is this, your third appeance on Wook+?
This is my third appearance, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. We really appreciate having you on. Oh, Chad was just like, let me in. I want to say something.
Yeah, I didn't know he was going to go so soon.
Well, he can hang out. I mean, we're going to a break, but I don't want to make him feel obligated,
No, you know what? It's Pete. Honestly, dip. It's better. You don't want to stick around.
Get out while you can.
Yeah, get out while you can. It's just gonna get ugly from here.
Well, if I get one more pitch about March Madness,
yeah,
absolutely.
The round 1 of New York State Music's March Madness wraps up at midnight tonight. You can vote at NewYorkStateMusic.com or NYSMusic.com. You get to discover, 64 bands, most of which you probably don't know. And you'll see some of them advance, and you'll learn more about them as we go through it. And you'll be learning about all of them. These are great bands. They come from all corners of New York. So if you're a New Yorker, you'll be able to find a new band or two to check out that we think is definitely up your alley. So visit NewYorkStateMusic.com and vote for it and learn some new stuff and check out all the other great content we have. A lot of good music history on there.
It's awesome.
Dude, will you represent me in my next? Will you represent me in my next? Hold on. Will you represent me in my next project? Because you do that so well. Like you give that pitch so well. Will you be my agent?
He's a professional.
I know. I know. I want him to be my agent.
I've been working on the pitch lately as we've been getting going this year at March Madness and our next series that's coming up. After that,
are you able to talk about Jamcast? Do you know much? Or is that a later episode? I actually forgot. I did want to ask you about that.
Jamcast is a network for streaming that was put together by Matt Dolliver and his team up in Vermont. Actually spread it around the country. But they they saw the writing on the wall when the pandemic hit, and they moved ahead with their Jamcast network. They have been airing musicians on a regular basis for months. It's about as quality as you can get, and fits the needs of the day. They're gonna be streaming the winning band of March Madness on their network, with the show being hosted from Saratoga Springs at the studio we have.
Nice
aligned with. So yeah, pretty exciting about that.
And then also, full circle to earlier in the show when we were talking about attendance bias, you as well were a guest. Brian wanted me to say that. So if you don't want to listen to me talk some more, go back and listen to Pete talk. What show did you talk about?
July 29th, 2003, Burgettstown.
Oh, nice.
And then the show where they got iPods.
Was that your first show out of New York for Fish?
Oh, no. What was my first show out of New York for Fish was the Lemon Wheel.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, that was I drove back from, I was driving up to it with my brother, and we went from Atlanta to Burgettstown and stopped in Albany, picked up some friends and supplies, dropped off Haley, and went out to Maine for the weekend.
By supplies, do you mean like corn nuts and like sodas?
Yes. And
Okay.
like camping gear and stuff, because we moved to Florida without it. Yeah.
I've
What else
stopped
you
and got supplies on fish tour before. I'm just checking in.
Anything else you can get while you're there? You just need a tent and a poncho and maybe a shirt.
You know, you see some guy in the parking lot, his trunk open, you might like take a look.
Whiskey, beer.
Yeah, you know.
Heady crystals or something.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Now we're talking. Fucking nitrous tank, like this big.
Oh, don't look under that blanket. Don't
look under that
blanket.
We were at the last time we were at SPAC for fish. We were taking our time getting back to the car, and there were cops not around my car, but just nearby, and they kept shining it near the base. And I kind of slowly walked over to one and I was like, "What are you guys doing?" And he's like, "Oh, there was somebody put a tank into there, so we're waiting for you to come back." And I was like, so yeah, I was selling shirts, and they didn't go in the car, but they looked at their flashlights. I was like, "Yeah, wrong guy. I just got here." Not the first time it's happened where tanks get stashed under my tent or my car. It's a little
oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, for real. You just leave them somewhere else.
Katie, thank you so much for that comment. I'm gonna get "Don't bring sand to the beach" tattooed on my arm now. I think
you were definitely not doing that, but that's
I'm not doing that, but I might.
Absolutely not doing
it's
that.
It's a total might thing.
If I don't go to a break, our high-paid producing staff is going to be very mad. Oh my goodness! Let's look at the
dog.
Oh, puppy!
Good boy.
Good dog. Who's a good dog? Who's a good dog?
All right, Pete, it was good to talk to you. If you want to hang out, that's cool. If not, I will talk to you soon.
Hey, dude, thanks for having me on, guys. We got to get going on round 2, so I'm going to get working on that tonight.
I will make sure I do that.
Visit NewYorkStateMusic.com, bookmark it, follow us on socials. We got a lot of good stuff coming up this month and new series starting next month. So hope you all dig it.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks, Pete.
Yeah, man.
Our spotlight has Orson Wooks with another scene from Death Don't Hurt Very Long. Our intrepid hero, already shaken from his first visit, hears a knock at his door. Is he ready for what comes next? Let's find out.
No sooner had I taken my first case as a dick when a second dame walked through my door. She had gams to lay your head on and eyelashes that could swat flies.
I want you to murder my husband.
I started to sense a pattern developing. It seems women in this town really wanted their husbands murdered, and apparently I was the man to do it.
I want you to replace his cocaine with cyanide.
The methods of murder were getting more specific. I wasn't exactly sure why she needed me to replace her husband's cocaine with cyanide instead of just doing it herself, but I was desperate for work.
Let me know when the job is done.
No longer for musicians and delinquents. Marijuana, the smoking plant that treats you well. In this film, you'll learn how easy it is to grow, at home, and roll your own marijuana cigarettes. Your dull house parties will become the bee's knees with your homemade reefer. Reefer Gladness. In theaters, April 20th this year.
We here at WCM know that you would be very disappointed if we didn't show you the final dame in Orson Wooks' Death Don't Hurt Very Long. Turning the helpless damsel in distress trope on its side by offering up a woman scorned looking for revenge, Orson Wooks pushed the limits of the censors of the day. With each request to our detective becoming more eccentric, let's watch the final encounter with the dame unfold.
My career as a private dick has gotten off to a rough start. Women keep coming in to ask me to murder their husbands. The bodies are really starting to pile up. So far, I've murdered 17 people. I've had no other clients asking me for anything else other than to murder their husbands. Just then, she walked through my door.
I want you to murder my husband.
Say no more, ma'am. How would you like it done? Also, nice games.
I want you to put fire ants in his cereal.
Can I just shoot him instead?
Look, do you want the job or not?
Fine.
Holy shit.
Excellent work.
I hate laughing at my own shit, but I'm like, really, that's funny.
I love the Dame.
It was good. I liked it.
It's so dumb.
Hey, shout out to the girls,
Shout out
Yeah,
to fucking
yes.
Katie and Ben,
the actresses,
and Abby.
for
yeah,
putting up with our
Ben
dumbasses
and Abby. Oh my god.
and up acting all of us, outshining all of us.
No
making us
shit.
look even worse than we are.
They're
But
so
thank you
good.
guys.
By
Oh
the
my
way, when we
God.
switched the flip, but we're dressed like this, it looks kind of classy.
Yeah, we look
Because
good.
I'm like,
Thank
yo.
you. We've been getting comments
Sounds
in
like
the
going to your
we've been getting comments in the thread like you guys like clean up well. We're like we're not really cleaned up. We just costumed up. Like
Costumed
underneath,
up.
we're still like.
No, I trimmed the beard down and
I
you
did
shaved.
too.
I
You
watched
watched
you
me.
shave.
We right before we went on air, I was literally in front of these guys shaving my beard.
I know. We were talking about it earlier. I think I'm just gonna start wearing this all the time. Going back to the Mad Men days, I kind of feel good in it. And plus, I got sweats on underneath. But
Let's do
at least
it.
on the top half, I look
Let's
good.
just rock this from here on out.
Our new look.
Yeah, I do feel a little bit like we're like copping like Backstreet Boys. Like I feel like we're
Hats?
copping their style a
My
little
wife,
bit.
when I got this, like, what up, K-Fed? I was like, oh, I'm returning. this tomorrow.
She hit you with a K-Fed?
She hit me with a
K-Fed.
K-Fed. I was like, oh,
That's
what's
like,
up, Rudy?
that's like hitting you with divorce papers right there. Like, K-Fed?
No, she busts balls best with the best of them.
It's
No,
more like
is this hilarious? Because somebody had asked me what wook+live was, and the God's honest truth is I have no fucking idea.
No,
It's 5 wooks loosely united through a love of a band and a type of music, doing whatever the fuck we want, and you come and hang out with us, right? And we hang out with you, and this is fun. And
Well, it
sometimes
also
we're
veered
dressed up
from
like
doing,
Noir,
like-
and sometimes we're on the moon.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
who
we
knows
went from
what we'll do
doing, like,
next week? We'll figure that out tomorrow, probably.
yeah.
Maybe.
I really enjoyed talking to Pete. That was awesome.
Yeah, me too. It was really cool.
He's such a cool dude, man. I just like I could listen to him talk forever.
Very good friend of the show.
Yeah.
and friend of the channel.
Yeah.
Friend of mine and yours.
You.
A friend of ours.
I've never met him in person. Have you met him in person?
Yeah, so the middle week of the Baker's Dozen, he put me up, my wife and I up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
On the floor of Hotel Penn, which is the
Yeah.
dirtiest hotel on earth, but I greatly appreciated it because I wouldn't have been able to do the run without him. That's the first time I met him in person. But
Yeah.
it's funny. I hadn't really talked to him before that, and the first time I met him, it was like we were best friends that had known each other for years. He's so warm and welcoming. And it's like you're explaining to your wife, like, hey, where are we going to sleep tonight after the show? Oh, we're going to go to a Pete's. Who's Pete? Oh, Fan Art, right? And it's like part of the family right away. But yeah, no, Pete's great. I obviously I think we all met him through Fan Art, but his New York State music site and what he has going on there is great too. It's just all good. And he's a great guest.
Yeah, absolutely. I also want to give it up for Llama for dressing up with his dress headband tonight. Can we we all dressed up tonight and Llama put on his black headband.
It's the tuxedo of headbands.
Yeah, the tuxedo of headband.
I do what I can.
Yeah.
It looks great, man.
Can we be Instinct or One Dimension?
Instinct? That's where you're going?
Save that gold material for Hogan slogans. Come on.
Can I be sporty?
I like that I like we got the origin story though of where you came up with the business. It was a family business from your
My
grandfather,
granddad,
Carl
right.
Hogan.
Yeah, my granddad Carl, and he was the Swami. I had to be the Sultan. I didn't want to cop his gig.
Well, yeah, you can't be the Swami. There's only one Swami.
Well, no, my
other-
dad copped
You
this
guys
gig
look a
for
lot
years.
alike, though. The genes in your family are damn strong.
I was surprised his name was so basic, like Carl. Like I thought it would be like Gilbert or Mayward.
Can't overwrite
Mayward.
though. I appreciate. I mean,
Eugene.
Eugene.
That was my real granddad. My real granddad was Eugene. That's what he used to
It's
say.
My uncle was
related to
Eugene.
the
We have
Happy Hogan?
Eugenes. Kevin and I are related. Oh my god, we have the same uncle. Holy
Llama.
shit! Hold on, I gotta dip out for a second because that's too much to take. Hold on, I gotta dip out.
Uh-oh. I know what that means.
Uh,
I think everybody knows what that
Don't
means.
answer.
in the
1-800.
chat, people were asking for a Hogan slogan shirt.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, it's
put
part
our
of the
merch
marketing.
department
It's
on it.
coming.
You'll get mugs and Hogan slogan shirts.
And stickers, and it's all coming.
Don't
It's
we
all
have an
coming.
intern for that?
Well, we spent our entire merch budget on moon cabin tourist trips. So
Space
we
helmets.
gotta wait for
Damn
the
helmets.
budget to reset. I think Ben's has seen this show before.
I think she.
I think she knows. She's
I
on
think
to
she's
us.
psychic.
She's on to us.
There's somebody.
You know,
What
the
have I
problem
done?
with doing this much pre-produced bits is it pretty much gives you a boatload of time to drink and consume. Like, this was one of the easiest shows we've had because we really had to do. I mean, we had a nice interview, but it's like hit play, sit back, have a sip.
You know,
This part was easy.
I told somebody to look into your lights. You might have line 2 this time.
Well, right now I don't have any lines lighting up. Hopefully, the lines will light up before the end of the show. We got a few minutes left. If you're
What's the
listening and watching, you want to call in, the number to call.
Every time.
Goddamn technology.
So, Travis, what's your favorite noir movie?
That's one of those bits that's like right at the line of being overdone, but we're not going to stop. We're going to drive it in the ground, beat the horse, and you're going to be mad at us until it's funny again.
Until one day the number's actually revealed and people who are paying attention will actually get to call in. Somebody will get to call in.
Well, what do you mean? You could call in right now. All you have to do is.
It's one.
Oh, hey.
See, it never gets old.
Our board is actually lit up, and it's not line 4.
Is it as lit up as you?
All right, I don't know why I'm doing this, but let's go to
yeah, boy.
Go to line 2.
Oh, hey there, Josh Frost from Oshkosh. This is my first time on line 2. First time, long time, but first time, long 2. Hey there.
Hey, what's up, Josh? Long time, man.
Look,
How's
Josh,
it been? I was hoping
please
you'd
call me
call in.
John.
We called you Josh.
Okay, Josh Frost from Oshkosh. Anyway, you know, I love you guys and such and Derhay and so Derhay, but you know, I gotta say this show tonight, I didn't get it.
All right, well, I hung up.
This is
on
our
that.
Alpine Ruby Waves, all right?
Fucking Josh. Holy shit. I do love Josh, but I you know what? None of us get this. I don't know what we're doing.
One day Chad is going to catch a call. One day he will be here when someone calls.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice Chad wasn't here.
Yeah, Chad dipped again.
Oh, there's Chad. Chad, Jesus Christ.
There he is.
Like all these fucking calls. You don't have to worry about changing your name, man. There's no I don't have to.
Really? Okay.
Okay.
What? You caught me changing my name? What? What are you
No,
talking
what?
about?
What?
What are you talking
Chad.
about?
Oh,
I was
there.
here. I just had to go take a pee.
You pee a lot.
You're like
you know,
Clark
we
Kent
drank.
We got
when
a couple minutes
Superman's
left.
around.
What?
What?
You're like Clark Kent when Superman's around. You're never around when the caller's around. I don't get
I'm
it.
like
Men of a certain age.
I'm like
I'm glad
Peter
that we
Parker
find
when
it's funny.
Spider-Man's. I don't know.
Right?
I'm like
We
Hulk
do
when
this for
Bruce
ourselves,
Banner's
for
around.
each other.
Oh, hey, let's do this really quick before we go. Us as Marvel superheroes. Let's do this. Wook is Iron Man, correct? We're all agreed on that?
Okay. I'm not gonna argue.
Wook agreed to that really quick. Travis,
I don't know how that came
who's
up.
your Marvel character? Pick one. You're in the draft.
No,
Who
do we
you got?
assign it to him or does he pick it?
Well, we can debate it. I mean, we have a minute left. All right, Llama's got his hand up. Go ahead, Llama. What do you want?
I want to be I don't give a fuck man.
Oh.
Whoa, man, come on, play along. Play along.
Okay, fine. I'll be Superman.
Llama killed the bit.
You're Groot. You're totally Groot.
Yeah,
We
you're
decided
Groot.
you're Groot. Just all you have to do is just say Groot.
Groot.
Dude, you can't show Hulk when you have a green screen. Jesus Christ.
You can't show Hulk. I want a t-shirt that says
Who
you
do you
can't
think
show
I am,
Hulk.
mister?
All right, I love you
Who do you
guys.
think I am, bub?
Check out my Twitter. I'll do all the
Don't get
plugs. I
smart with
forgot
me.
to do it. Love you.
I'm gonna rub my fingers and do a little of that. Alright. I'm the Swami of slogans.
I need a real slogan. What are you, crazy? Have you lost your damn mind? There is no chance in Hades.
I'm the Swami of slogans. Fuck me.
Who do you take me for, a pimp? I just moved to town. I just moved. No, that's so. I just moved to town. Ooh, one sip.
I like it. I like this bit. I have no idea, but I love it.
Murder my husband. Okay, but don't crack up when you're doing it. Take it very seriously.
That was a solid first take.
That was a good first take, though. Good first take.
I'm gonna murder my husband.
Bravo!
Great.
I'm really excited about killing men if you haven't noticed.
Okay, what's up?
It's okay.
Okay, all right. I want you to give Mistress the clap.
I want you to give his mistress the clap. But say,
That was good. It's a bunch of books doing a noir reality show on a YouTube stream.
Thank you for joining us tonight on Wook Classic Movies. We leave you now with Orson Wooks' most famous cameo appearance, also from Death Don't Hurt Very Long.
World's greatest dick. I need a PI. I think my wife wants me murdered.